We are getting two banners in Grand Summoners at once. And you know what? I'm just going to go on a little bit of a rant here. One of the banners we already knew about, which is Hero Fest Infinity, which features Earth Rosetta. Earth Rosetta has been shown literally everywhere. They have advertised this girl so much, and even in the 5th anniversary live stream, they showed this character off for like 20 minutes or something like that. But they didn't even talk about the second banner, which is Hero Fest Infinity Knights of Blood 0. Why didn't we talk about this in the live stream? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this not important? I feel like this is a very important. Two banners at once in Grand Summoners Global. This is kind of a rarity. This doesn't happen too much in this game. There have been some times in the past, you know, where certain celebrations and everything, we may have got two banners at once, but not really like this. And you know what? I'm just gonna say it about these two banners. I don't think neither one of them are extremely good, especially for vets. Now let me explain. First and foremost, we have Hero Fest Infinity. Look at this banner. Oh, wait, hold that thought. This banner, look at it. Hero Fest Infinity. You got Earth Rosetta, Elizabeth, Norn, and Arcana. Banner mates alone, not good. Norn can be gotten in the Forever Summon and also the Unit of Choice ticket. Arcana, same thing. You can get him in the Forever Summon if you actually want him, but he's not that good. And Elizabeth, I think, is actually in the Forever Summon as well, but she is probably one of the better characters on the banner, since you can do some like unique gimmick nukes with her and stuff like that. But for the most part, I would say she's kind of not that great for a lot of people. And then you have Earth Rosetta, right? Is she able to carry this banner on her own? Or is she kind of just there as well? Well, Earth Rosetta, if you don't know, she's actually going to be a Magia Drive unit, just like her water counterpart. However, she is going to be a new kind of Magia Drive unit because she's going to usher in the Magia Drive Unlimited mechanic. And how is this necessarily different from Magia Drive? Well, it's not too much different, but just an added step on top of what we already know about Magia. So in order to enter Magia Drive, we all know we have to pop our True Art. But in order for us to enter Magia Drive Unlimited, with specifically Earth Rosetta, because I think it is kind of different for every single Magia Drive Unlimited unit going forward, in order to enter Magia Drive Unlimited, she has to get into Magia Drive first, then we have to pop her art twice in order to get Magia Drive Unlimited to go off. And once we're in Magia Drive Unlimited, then we have access to all of her kit, and her entire kit is buffed out the wazoo. And what exactly does that kit do? Well, we have a few things. For one, we're able to apply Earth Resist down on the enemy. With the True Art, if we're in Magia Drive already, we buff up everyone's equipment CT and magic damage, and we deal a measly 40,000% Earth damage. Also get access to all of her abilities once we're in Magia Drive. One of the abilities we get is 100% attack up while in Magia. Another one is the Magia Drive Unlimited passive, which doubles the damage multipliers of our art and our True Art, and it also increases damage to water enemies by 50%. And then finally, we have the last thing, which is Accuracy Master Level 3, which translates to 30% accuracy up for the entire team. But if we're talking about kits, we also gotta talk about her true weapon as well. Her true weapon is able to give her some damage and also apply a magic resist down on the enemy. The main things that we're going to be looking for, of course, is the passive buff. The unique passive buff that this true weapon is able to apply is that it's able to give Rosetta 40% damage, and when entering Magia Drive, you increase your art by 50, which me, myself, I think that if you're going to be getting this unit, you need this true weapon just so you're able to get into Magia Drive Unlimited even faster. All in all, I would say Rosetta is not a bad character whatsoever. I think that she does have some uses. I think she's going to be hitting extremely hard if you build a team around her, and I think you're definitely going to get some mileage out of this character. The thing is that if you're going for this character specifically for the equipment CT, stop. Don't do it. It's not worth it. If you're needing a character that is able to buff up equipment CT to this level, you're better off using a character like Lisa. Lisa doesn't have to worry about going into Magia or anything else. She can instantly give you the buff and then you're vibing. Of course, Lisa's not going to deal as much damage as Earth Rosetta, which is the big thing. But still, hopefully you guys get the point. If you're looking for a character to fill that role, that character is already available in the game and you can get that character for free through the Forever Summon. So yeah, Earth Rosetta, I think, isn't strong enough to carry this banner. I think that if she was actually featured on the Knights of Blood banner, I would probably have a more positive outlook on the banner, but since she's not featured on that banner, she's featured on her own banner, I don't think she's worthy of going for, unless you just are interested in using the character. If you have an interest in this character, or you like the artwork, you like, you know, the gameplay or whatever, then hey, absolutely go for it. But If you don't care at all, skip the banner. And you may have heard me say this banner, I don't think it's that good either for veterans, and I'm going to explain that right now. Knights of Blood 0 is going to be featuring, at least from what we know so far, Juno, Berwick, Vox, Duke, and Thetis. All these characters are still phenomenal, even to nowadays standards. Berwick is an amazing Archgener, also able to apply 100% damage to your entire team if you're fire units, or just 50% damage if you're not a fire unit. You have Duke, which I say Duke is one of the better breakers in the game right now. As long as his main gimmick doesn't get countered, which is whenever he converts his damage that he deals into break power, then you're going to be vibing with Duke. But if a boss counters dark damage or demon damage or whatever, then his break is going to go significantly down because he's not going to be able to deal all that extra break that you would expect him to deal. Vox, still Vox. He's a great character, able to give your team heals, able to give your team stats up. You got the 100% crit rate, good slots. Overall, very solid, fantastic character for anybody to pick up. And you got Thetis, one of the best tanks in the game still. Whenever he gets hit, he's going to arch in. He also has innate damage resist in his kit. His true weapon is amazing. And there's not really much else you can ask for this type of character. He's just great. And then you got the big baddie herself, Juno. Even though Emperor has been released, Juno's still great. She can arch in for days. She does pretty solid damage. And really the only negative to Juno is that she's kind of like a maggot drive unit, so she's a little slow. She's type B arch in. If this character wasn't type B arch in, she would be used a lot more alongside a lot of other characters, but since she is that type B arch in, unfortunately we're not able to use her too much anymore compared to how we used to. She also has some very niche stuff in her kit, like the 100% accuracy up, which is good against certain bosses, especially in the mines. And yeah, I mean, you're still going to get uses out of this character. Like if you don't have Emperor and you wind up getting Juno, you could use Juno for a very long time. It's not like this character's bad now or she's been nerfed. She still is a fantastic character.
But OP, I thought you said this banner was bad. You just gave a bunch of positives for every single character pretty much.
And yeah, you're right. I did say this banner wasn't really too great for veterans. The reason why I say this banner is not too great for veterans because you may see a certain theme about these characters. For one, most of them, if not all of them apart from Juno, are already in Forever Summon. So if you wanted a certain Blood Knight, you could use Forever Summon in order to get them. And you wouldn't have to go through, you losing out on all your crystals in order to get that character. Another thing, not only are these characters in the Forever Summon, more than likely, if you've been playing the game for a while, you probably have a majority of them. The only one you may be missing is Juno because Juno hasn't been in a Forever Summon yet or hasn't been featured on too many banners. Which kind of also sucks because if you don't have Juno but you have Emperor, then you're kind of less inclined to even get Juno because, you already have the better type B Archgener. So, yeah. And that's why I say it's not that good for a veteran player. However, if you're a newer player, this banner is actually pretty good. For one, you got Juno. If you want to be in Juno as a new player, that is a super strong start, especially if you're able to luck out, you get Juno and maybe another Blood Knight on the banner like Vox for an example, or Thetis. You hit the ground running, man. If you're a new player, this banner is just so freaking good, which I think is what they were trying to do with the philosophy of this banner, is that this is going to be benefiting a lot of the newer players more so than maybe the vets. Not only is Juno really good, like mentioning before, if you're newer to the game, if you wind up getting Berwick, also really good, like I mentioned before. Vox, very solid pick. Thetis as well, very solid pick up too. And also Duke, it's probably the worst one to get as a new player, but still, it's going to help you whenever you need a breaker. So yeah, I would say that if you are new to the game, highly recommend you summon on this banner, more so than the Earth Rosetta banner. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all again for coming out. It's been your bro P. If you enjoyed this one, highly recommend check out either one of the videos popping on the screen right now. Great content, guarantee you'll love them. And oh yeah, one more thing. Don't forget to drink water.